Nashville. It's Kayla Becker for this week's Backstage Pass segment for Nashville View. We are sitting here with Lee and Elaine Roy. It's a special treat for you guys. They are a sibling award-winning duo, and so thank you guys for being on Nashville View this week.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Of course, I'm just going to run down to our audience all these things you are involved with is real quick. Of course, you just released your new CD, New Day Dawning, which is really exciting. And you already had Lonely Whistle, which was out before, which landed number 7 on Billboard's Bluegrass album charts and also on the top 50 Bluegrass albums of 2011. So that's a pretty amazing achievement right there.
It really is. You know, when you release an album, you never know what's going to happen with it. It's like our babies, and we're really excited that people love our babies.
Well, I know the people are actually excited to have your babies too, I'm sure. But just real quick, you're among top 5 nominees in 3 categories for the 18th annual ICM Faith, Family, and Country Awards, which will be held October the 18th. We have Running Entertainer of the Year, Vocal Duo of the Year, and also Inspirational Bluegrass Artist of the Year, which is a title you are currently holding, if I'm correct. Is that right?
We are. We were the 2009 and 2010 Vocal Duo of the Year, and then last year we picked up Inspirational Bluegrass Artists, which for me was an honor because Ricky Skaggs is my hero, and he kind of passed that torch on to us, so it was kind of a surreal moment for me.
I can imagine. Well, you guys, this list keeps going on. This is an amazing duo right here, and it is an honor to be able to do a little interview with you. But just real quick about your new CD, New Day Dawning. I know you're already receiving pretty amazing responses for it just releasing August 28th.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. It's we try to keep up with all the reviews and stuff, and sometimes you don't want to read them. You're like, oh, I hope they like it. But so far, so good. All the reviews have been really good. We've even been, I even don't even dare say this, I guess, but we've been kind of compared to the New Carpenters, which we were both kind of blown away by that. And, it's a collection of songs that Elaine and I wrote or co-wrote that are really reflective of where we are right now in our life. I think we've struggled a lot to get to where we're at, which is, for me, a blessing, and I know for her too, because it really builds who you are. And I think this album is really looking back on our musical journey, but also our personal journey. Mm-hmm. And New Day Dawning, I think, to this date, for me, is my favorite record that we've ever done.
Well, it's a good one. I listened to it actually here recently and kept pressing the replay button. The songs are just that good. Now, it is an EP. And I know that's a direction that a lot of artists are kind of going with the EP. Was there a particular reason that you decided to do that versus the traditional 15, 20 song album?
You know, for us, it was something that we had thought about. We wanted to get music quicker out to the fans. So we thought, instead of doing a full album, which takes so long to recoup and, all that good stuff. So we thought maybe 2 EPs, if we had 2 different EPs, that we could get more music quicker out to the fans. And it may work, it may not. We're trying it, and hopefully we'll be, groundbreakers in bluegrass. Who knows?
Well, I think it is a good idea. I think people are more prone to maybe sit down and listen to 7 songs versus, much more than that. Yeah. Now, one thing I like to do when I sit down with artists is to, pick out a couple songs on their album and talk about the inspiration behind it. I know you have, a couple good ones on there. Of course, Still Standing, which, kind of get your kind of foot bumping like that. What's one or two? You can tell me one, and you can tell me one that maybe, had an inspiration behind it.
Well, there's a song in there called Daddy to Me that I co-wrote with a good friend of ours, Brandon Rickman. That song I brought to the table. My father-in-law was terminally ill at the time. We knew he didn't have very long to go. And my wife, in a conversation one night, said, at the end of the day, he'll always just be daddy to me. No matter what anybody has to say about him, he'll just be daddy. Mm-hmm. And I told Brandon that story, and he fell in love with it. And we just, I think in 45 minutes we wrote the song. And that song's very dear to me, and it's very healing as well for my wife and I.
Oh, I bet. That's really touching. What about you?
One of my favorites is Living Scrapbook, is a song that I co-wrote with Steve Dean. And I heard someone say it on the TV. And as I say, I wrote it down on my phone, not a notepad anymore. It's on your phone. And I thought that would make such a great title for a song, and I didn't know where I was going to go with it. But one day while I was cleaning my house, dusting all the frames that I have on my wall, and I thought, that's my living scrapbook. And every single one of us has a living scrapbook. Mm-hmm. We can look at photos and remember where we were, what time it was, who we were with, the smells, how we felt. So it's just a little personal song about me and Steve. We put our memories in there together, and I think it can, relate to anybody. We all have living scrapbooks, and, it's just a way to look back on our lives.
Well, I love that, and I think that's what I love so much about you guys' album is it's so relatable. It hits home for everyone, and I kind of felt a sense of bond to you two just listening to it. I was like, I can't wait to meet them and talk to them. And I know there's many people that are feeling that exact same way. But just to kind of wrap this up, I do want to tell our audience a little bit about some new things that you just had going on. You had a pretty exciting sponsor. I guess we're not giving it away with our backdrop here. Talk about that. I know that's exciting.
Yeah, Team Realtree Outdoor Energy is an energy drink that they heard our music. I was already drinking their energy drinks anyway, but they had heard our music and felt that our music would be a good fit for their kind of their core clientele, which is, you know, outdoor people, hunters, fishers, golf people. I mean, that's anybody who drinks energy drinks, you know, is their clientele. But they approached us about doing this sponsorship, and we have been so blessed. They've wrapped our bus. They've helped us out on the road, and we are truly blessed to be with them.
That's amazing. That's so exciting. Well, tell our viewers real quick where they can find you, where they can pick up a CD.
You can go to theroysonline.com, get all the information about Lee and I. Mm-hmm. And the CD you can buy where all music is sold. Walmart, all great retailers, iTunes, Amazon.com. Any place. You guys, check them out. Check them out. These are some people you're going to want to keep your eyes out for. Thank you again so much for being on Nashville View. You guys, that's all we got for the Backstage Pass segment. And until next time, I'm your host, Kayla Becker. Have a wonderful week. Hit